All right, next up, Boston College, Louisville. We've got Louisville 6.5 point home favorites in this game, 57.5 being the total in this one. I got to admit, I was surprised because I know how good of a head coach he is, Jeff Hafley, coming off a bye. I thought, wow, I mean, they'd have a pretty good effort, performance. I don't know about win, but I thought they'd be right in the game against NC State. Couldn't have been further from the truth. They got absolutely romped 33-7, losing to NC State last week. Just couldn't get the run game going. And look, NC State's got a very real defense. There's no question. And the defense was outstanding when they beat Clemson. I know Clemson's offense has had issues, but you give NC State's defense credit for that. And you give NC State's defense credit for keeping Boston College to 97 rushing yards on 30 attempts, barely 3 yards per carry for Boston College in this game. Meanwhile, NC State was able to run the football effectively, and Devin Leary, pretty solid throwing the football, 16 of 24, no mistakes, 251 through the air, some big plays as well, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. So it was a tough day for Boston College. But look, this team still has only lost 2 in a row, or 2 games this year, each of the last 2. But to NC State and Clemson, no shame in that. I think it's a good opportunity for Boston College here to bounce back a little bit here. I'm surprised Louisville's laying this much. And look, I know that their offense is better than Boston College's offense right now. Malik Cunningham, I think, has played better than I expected. He's definitely improved a little bit throwing the football. And this is explosive type of offense. We've seen them put up, 42 against Central Florida, 31 against Florida State. But they put up 34 and 33 the last 2 weeks against Wake and Virginia, and they lost both those games straight up. And they were favored against Virginia, and they ended up losing that game 34-33 to Virginia. So you talk about Louisville as chalk. They've only been chalk twice this year, 0-2 against the spread. That's where they're at right now. This is one of my early week bets. I'm on BC here, plus 6.5. I trust this coach. I trust this team in a bounce back after a rough game against, and look, very rough game, but NC State is a damn good football team. I'm not downgrading Boston College too much from that loss. Connor Mack, what do you think?
I think Boston College can be in this too. Something with Louisville. That defense just gives it up, and they're in these tight games. Whether they're just barely winning, they're losing by 1 point, 2 points, 1 point, 3 points. I like Cunningham. I think the offense is good. I'm on the over here. I think it gets there at 57. I like it. I think it's a little bit low. I think both teams get in the 30s, or at least, 31, 27, something like at the very least. So I like the over, and I lean BC in the points here.